everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about my top 10 least favorite purchases of 2022. This list was hard. I have a lot more, so every year at the end of the year in December, I do my favorites, my least favorites, and all of that. In that video, I will put them all in one video. Right now, I'm going to do my top 10. I recently uploaded my top 10 favorites, so if you guys haven't checked out that video, I will put it up here in the iCards and also link it in the description box down below. But right now, this video, it's going to be all about my least favorite of 2022. And at the end, once I go through all the products, at the end, I will rank them. Which one is the worst, okay? I want to preface this by saying, you guys know I like to keep it real. So I'm going to come down a little bit hard on some of these brands for some of these products, but it's all in just fun, okay? I just like to keep it honest and real, and you guys know that. So it just comes from fun and also really mad that I wasted my money, okay? That's what it boils down to. So I just want to preface this video out by saying it's nothing against the brand. You would be surprised how many people take such offense when you bash on their favorite brand. Like, they get angry and like they come after you quite hard, and you're like, whoa, it's just makeup. Keep it, it's just makeup. And I'm glad it worked for you, but I couldn't stand it. You know what I mean? So just know that I do come down kind of hard on some of these brands for some of these janky ass products, but it's all in good fun. Let's go ahead and jump into the video. So I'm just going to start grabbing. I have them sitting out here and I'm just going to grab. So right now they're in no particular order, and at the end I will rank them. Let's first talk about this foundation from Charlotte Tilbury. I wanted to love this foundation, and the concealer was on my list of being one of my favorites for the year. But this foundation is a hot slip and slide mess. This product slips all day. It's one of those foundations that as your natural oils start to come through, this foundation will completely break away and like get patchy and pull away from the skin. One of my biggest pet peeves when it comes to foundation, and this one is awful. I can't get it to stay on. I cannot get this foundation to stay on. No matter what I use to prep my skin with, I don't get it, you guys. I don't get it. So because of that, this is one of my least favorites. It just has to be. It just is a slip and slide mess. And I don't really know a lot of people that love this. It seems like this is a foundation that people either love or they hate. There's not an in-between. And for me, it is not my favorite. So this is definitely on the list as one of my least favorites. We're just gonna get Charlotte Tilbury out of the way. Now this, I had to put this out so that I could remember, okay? Because I shipped those suckers back. So I love the Charlotte Tilbury Eyes to Mesmerize. This is like her gorgeous cream eyeshadow, and this shade is stunning, you guys. This one is Walk of No Shame. But these cream eyeshadows are so beautiful, and they blend so gorgeous on the eye. They're so easy to apply. They blend easily. They look beautiful. They're not too much on the eye. So when I saw that she was coming out with a matte version, I was kicking hills and heading to Kansas. So I ordered, I don't know, like 4 or 5 shades of it. I don't even know. It was a lot. The absolute most worst drying formula ever. I don't know what happened. What happened? How do you go from having the best, creamiest, shimmering eyeshadow ever to having the driest, mattest, ugliest cream eyeshadow ever? I don't get it. And I want to know who approved it. Whoever approved it, terrible. Speaking of dry and speaking of Charlotte Tilbury, I'm just going to put it out there. Okay, so these janky ass products that she put out, I'm sorry. I'm trying. This was the one that I really liked. And it's a matte cream eyeshadow. So this one had like there was like 4 sets of this, okay? This one was the Easy Eye Wand in the shade, I need glasses, Super Iconic Eyes, I think is what it says, maybe. Let me just show you. There's nothing inside of mine, okay? Just FYI, it's gone because it's down inside here. And it's dry as hell, okay? So let me see. Okay, here we go. Look at this. First of all, look how much product come in this. This is so dry, okay? Because you're storing it upside down with no damn lid. They're expecting this janky ass thing to make it so it doesn't dry out. Look, okay, hold on. Okay, I'm gonna zoom in right here. You see all that crumbly crap? Try putting that on your eye and blending it out. It's so hard to blend out. Look at that. Look how hard that is to blend. Try doing it with a brush. It's completely impossible. Now, when I first got it, it blended beautifully, which was what I loved about it. But because this stupid thing doesn't have a lid, okay, how hard would it have been? These were like $75. How hard would it have been to make a 2-cent plastic lid to keep this thing from drying out? It wouldn't have been that hard, okay? Plus you're storing it upside down. We ought to know that that's a complete shit show waiting to happen, okay? This is the driest junk I have ever... I'm so irritated with this because I loved it. That's why I'm irritated. Okay, so then you go into the blush, and the blush is creamy as crap. The blush is just as creamy as it was the day I got it. Look at that. Look at that. Yeah, so I'm not very happy about it. And I'm glad I reviewed them because I think in my review I told you to skip them, and if you could buy that singly, that's how I would do it. That's my gripe. These are just complete janky, cash grabby. Like, when you think of, here's the thing. The reason why, okay, let me go off on this tangent for just a minute. When you think of Charlotte Tilbury, you think of very sophisticated, very elegant. Her makeup is effortless. These, on the other hand, are cash grab, stupid. That's at the end of the day what it boils down to. They're just stupid. There's no other word to describe it. Stupid. Okay, moving on. Let's talk about this Jones Road foundation. Now, in my favorites, I talked about the stick foundation. Love this. Okay, these stick foundations, this is one I use for contour. Hold on. So like I have like 4 shades. Okay. I love those foundation sticks. This junk, on the other hand, oh man. Okay, hold on, because I got to make sure I don't make a mess. Listen to this. This is the grossest, look at this. This is the grossest foundation. It's disgusting. You have to mix it. I'll take like a back of a spoolie and go in and kind of mix it up. You got to mix it. Do you want to talk about slip and slide? This is like literally at the top of the hill, flying down the slip and slide. This lasts on my skin hot seconds. Like, this is gross to apply. It's just too sticky. It's like wearing your skincare all day. It's like wearing your super thick, rich skincare that you put on your like night cream. It's like wearing that crap all day. It's weird and I don't like it. And yeah, not a fan. Okay, let's talk about this. So this is from BYREDO, and this I was so excited about. I thought it was going to be similar to this. This is one of my favorite cream blushes, and it was a limited edition. They're gone. I can't find them anywhere, and I'm almost out of it. This is the Rose Flash. So when I saw this come out, which is called Rosy Flash, I was like, yay! So excited. No, it is a wah, wah, wah. You guys, this junk has no pigment. No pigment. Okay, so here we have this one, which is a liquid CC blush in Sunny Glow. Can you see that? That's Sunny Glow. Wah, wah, wah. And then this is Rosy Flash. And they're not pretty on the skin. And you have to apply so much for it to even show up on your skin. Waste of money. Complete waste of money. And I was so ticked off and I was so disappointed because I thought for sure that it was going to be similar to this, and it wasn't. Let's talk about this from Sisley. You guys, these are stupidly expensive for what they offer. This is their liquid eyeshadows, and I got shade 4 and 5. Look at this. Okay, first of all, these are definitely not extremely pigmented. They don't give you a lot of pizzazz, okay? Let's be clear. These are for those people that like something really soft on the eyelid, okay? It seems like Sisley's customer base are probably people who like something very soft on the eye. So I understand why it's not very pigmented. My problem with it is the formula. When you put it on, okay, it dries, but it cracks and starts creasing within minutes. And you can't fix it. You can't build it. If you build it, it's going to completely flake off. These are not a good liquid eyeshadow formula, and they're super expensive. I got 2 of them. I don't know where the other shade is. Don't bother with these. These are not worth it. Speaking of another luxury product that isn't worth it, this is from Chanel. This is the Le Beige Water Fresh Blush, okay? And I got this in the shade Warm Pink. Let me just show you. That's 1 squirt. What is it? Can anybody tell me what the hell this is? What the hell is it? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. This has no color. You have got to be extremely fair. This stuff is expensive too. This is not a natural blush. This is not a, you know, just fresh off the ski slope, off the Aspen slopes. No, 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 no. Way too expensive for what the heck it is. Let's talk about this. Moving on. Let's talk about this concealer from Dior. I wanted to love this concealer because I really liked the brush, okay? So it has a really cool brush tip applicator, which is genius, by the way. This pretty much has no coverage and it dries like that. This is the fastest drying concealer I got, and it dries so quickly. And it emphasizes every wrinkle I have. This is one of the worst concealers from Dior ever. I love their Skin Correct. That is a good concealer. That one kind of moves with your skin. This one like sets down, dries really fast, and it is locked and loaded, and it is going to emphasize every wrinkle you got. Like I get a glimpse into my future. It's bad. It's just a bad concealer. And it's a shame because the Dior Backstage foundation is a really good one. Like it's a ride or die for so many people, but okay. Let's talk about this palette. What a ginormous shit show this was. Oh, not only is this shit show a fortune, okay? This palette is so expensive. The pigmentation is just mind-boggling. Here's the thing. The shimmers in here are really beautiful. But you guys, there's like 3 mattes. Well, 4, but these are the crumbliest, like... Okay, look at that. Can you see that? I just swatched it. Look how dry it is. It feels like it's going to be creamy, but look, it's so drying. Look how look. You see that? Look at that swatch. These are the driest, weirdest mattes. So the shimmer shades in this palette are fantastic, but the mattes are awful. Like the worst mattes I've ever used. So when you put a brush into it, right? So let me show you. So you try to put a brush in, okay? Let me go into the dark color. So you go, ooh. So watch. You put a brush in and you're like, where's the pigment, right? You have to keep, okay, that's the darkest color. Okay, it's this dark maroon color. Watch. And I'm not tapping off. Look at that, okay? And you try to blend it out. You can build that shade all day long and you ain't gonna get that much depth. It's a complete waste of money. There's so many great formulas out there. That is not one of them. Speaking of palettes that are really, really bad, I'm just gonna say it because you guys know I like to keep it real here in this channel. This Cougar palette is awful. It's just as awful. These 2 shades up here are completely worthless. Like this has nothing but like a stupid shimmer that barely shows up, okay? First of all, it's not special in any way, shape, or form. This shade is pretty, but it's a dime of a dozen. We've got them in pretty much every palette, just saying. Then you got this ugly ass gray shade, which I don't do good with gray shades. I'm sorry, but I don't. I like that it's Yellowstone. I love the packaging. I love the lip cheeks that were launched with it. That palette is just bad. That's the list. That is my least favorites of 2022. So how do I rank them? The number one worst product for me by far for 2022 is the Charlotte Tilbury Eyes to Mesmerize in the matte formula. It is absolutely terrible, okay? That is number 1. Number 2, this blush from Chanel. This is awful. No pigment, Costs a small fortune, not even worth it, worth the plastic that it's poured into. I'm just saying. Number 3 has to be this oily, icky, gross mess from Jones Road. Gosh, that foundation is awful. Number 4 has to be this ridiculous launch. I don't even know what to call them because they're so ridiculous. They're so not necessary. And yeah, that's number 4. Just, we're going to keep it there. Okay, number 5, Sisley eyeshadow. What a waste of money. And these are a small fortune. Don't waste your money on these. Number 6 are these from By Terry, only because there's really nothing there. Okay, you really got to build, you got to work to make them work. It doesn't make sense. They're nothing to write home about. Let me just tell you that. Number 7 has to be the BYREDO palette. Though the shimmers are pretty, those mattes are a hot flippin' mess, okay? Number 8, I would say the DIOR Backstage concealer, even though it ages me by like 10 years. It's not in the top 5. Number 9 has to be this Cougar palette, just because it's newer, so I'm not going to put it at the top of the list. But when you guys come back for my worst of 2022, this one might be closer to the top. We'll see. But I don't get it. It's not my favorite palette. And then number 10, the Beautiful Skin foundation from Charlotte Tilbury. That's ranking them. That's the list, you guys. Those are my top 10 least favorite products of 2022. Sound off down below. What products did you guys buy and absolutely hate? I'm so curious to hear your thoughts, so sound off down below. By the way, I do want to mention a lot of the makeup that I don't love, I either return it or I donate it. I do have a local women's shelter that I donate to. There's a local women's charity that's even more local that I like to donate to. I've also sent 2 or 3 boxes to Project Beauty Share, and that's been a great way to send gently used makeup. So if you guys are holding on to stuff and you have stuff that you want to donate, there are plenty of places out there to donate. So I do highly recommend that. Because as we know, makeup is subjective, and just because it didn't work out for us doesn't mean it's not going to work out for someone else. So if you have a lot of products that you just don't love, declutter it, find a local women's shelter, send it off to Project Beauty Share, and share it with someone else that can give it some love. That's my advice. So thank you guys so much for hanging out with me in today's video. I hope you guys all have a wonderful day, and I will see you guys all in my next video. Love you. Bye.